Hello everyone, and welcome again to the Back Garden Yard channel. I've got my soil test results in. They came back from the University of Georgia, and we're going to go over those and see just what the gardens need. I did 3 gardens. I did my garden, I did my son's garden, and then I did my new back garden, and the results are fairly remarkable. So here we are at the Gwinnett County Extension Service Office right here in Gwinnett County. Hello, I'm Farmer Bob here, and I'm here to drop off some soil samples for testing. I think you'll like them. So we're going to go over and see exactly what they say we need to add to the garden to make it right. So let's take a look. So the first one is my son's garden. I'm also testing my son's garden, and his is just almost looking like pure clay when you compare it to the soil samples that I got from my garden. And then this is my son's garden, and you can see that this particular garden is mostly clay soil. And I'm going to try to show you this. You can see there, and I'm going to use some scissors for a pointer. So it says with this line right here, if the bar graph is above that line, nutrients are not needed. But if they're below, like these right here are, you need nutrients. And then if you look at lime, you can barely even see that lime is so far down. My son's soil is totally acid. So of course I wrote where I can buy this at the Home Depot, and of course he's already got his to put his in, and so he's got plenty of calcium, magnesium, and zinc, but he needs phosphorus and potassium. So we're going to go over here, and actually they tell us how much we need. So he needs 110 pounds per 1,000 square feet of limestone. And he wants the pH to be 6 to 6.5, and right now it's 5.4. So we knew there was something wrong with his soil. The plants weren't growing quite right, and the pH is just way too acid. So he's going to put the lime in, and then he's going to add, it says broadcast 30 pounds of 10-10-10 per 1,000 square feet, or 10 pounds per 100 linear feet of row. And it says the recommended given above is for medium feeders, which includes crops such as beans, beets, cantaloupes, cucumbers, eggplant, okra, onions, tomatoes, English peas, peppers, radish, squash, watermelon, and sweet potatoes. And then it says for heavy feeders such as broccoli, cabbage, greens, kale, mustard, turnip, collards, lettuce, Irish potatoes, and sweet corn, increase the recommendation by 50%. And then something interesting is it's saying apply 1 tablespoon of borax per 100 feet a row to broccoli and root crops such as turnips and beets. This can be applied by mixing the borax thoroughly with approximately 1 quart of soil in a container, and then applying the mixture along the row, or it can be mixed with 1 quart of water and applied to the soil in solution. So it is interesting that they're saying to add boron, which is a trace element, to the soil. But that's what we're getting for our $8 test from the Soil, Plant, and Water Laboratory in Athens, Georgia, at the University of Georgia Extension. So that is my son's garden. Now we're going to go over my back garden. This is what I call my back garden, and it's the one in the very back of the property. And this is what I call the back garden. It's near the back fence, And once again, you can see that I've harvested just about everything in here. I've got some lettuce covered up. Hopefully it will bear some lettuce, but anyway. And you can see maybe this is a little darker than this one here, which is the front garden. So my back garden, it says nutrients are not needed here. So I've got plenty of phosphorus. I could use a little more potassium. It's just barely over the line. Calcium is way up. Magnesium and zinc are fine, okay? But the pH is down. It's 5.7, and the recommended pH is 6 to 6.5. So just like my son's garden, I'm going to have to add 110 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And that's about how many square feet I've got. So I'm going to have to go buy a couple of bags of limestone to put in there. And then it says to broadcast 20 pounds of 1648 per 1,000 square feet, or 7 pounds of 1648 per 100 linear feet. Well, I'll probably just go ahead and use 10, 10, 10 anyway, because I think looking at this, it's just not that important that these be exactly even, and I've got 10, 10, 10 already. And so it's the same recommendations. I'm not going to read the list of vegetables, but anyway, so for my back garden, I need to add the lime because it's way down below this line. Okay, and then for the final garden is my front garden. It's got more clay. So this is what I call my front garden, and there are some leftover plants. We've had 13-degree nights. It hasn't been over freezing until today for over 3 days. This is the one I've been working for 12 years, and the results here are all in the green, and I have already put limestone on it once before, and it says no limestone recommended. Recommended pH is 6 to 6.5, and the pH of my sample from the front garden was 6.3. So that is just perfect, and you can see it's above the line. And then when you look over here at the nutrients, it says nutrients not needed if above this line. They're all above the line. Once again, the potassium is a little low, but it says that I don't need to add any more fertilizer. But it does say broadcast 5 pounds of 3400, which is a nitrogen, or 3 3/4 pounds of 4600 plus 10 pounds of 15015 per 100 feet linear of row. And what they're recommending is I give it a little more nitrogen, and of course the nitrogen doesn't stay in the soil, so you have to add the nitrogen every year. And so since I've got plenty of phosphorus and potassium, they say I just need to add 3400 to feed my plants nitrogen for leaf growth. And so that is really the results of the test, and it's really interesting that the front garden is fine. The back garden has got acid pH, and then my son's garden is low in all kinds of nutrients. But see, there was a brand new garden, and it was just an old clay field that we basically plowed up, and so I'm just not surprised at all by the fact that it was acid in pH and it was low in nutrients. And that's going to wrap up this video, folks. I hope you found this interesting. It's remarkable results. Get your soil tested now and go ahead and get the nutrients you need to add into your soil, and you'll have a lot better garden this year. And if you find this content interesting, Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next video.